Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Let me welcome you all here this morning to the Center of Peace and our Sunday morning celebration. Welcome to all who are joining us online on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Welcome. I'm gonna just take a breath together right now. Yeah, thank you. This morning is a very special morning. Today we are celebrating our practitioners, and we have a special service in store today to celebrate our newest practitioner and our practitioner corps. So I am glad that you all are here and joining us this morning. My name is Twana Malone. I'm the senior minister here at the Center of Peace. My pronouns are she, her, and they. And this morning, our licensed professional practitioners assisting us in our service, holding consciousness today in quiet repose and knowing that our time together is unfolding in the most wonderful and magnificent way, is Jackie Jackson. Leading us this morning on a chakra bowl, giving us an opportunity to bring our attention and our awareness into the room and to become so fully present, is Cynthia Banks. Leading us in our treatment this morning is Patricia Watson. Leading us in our selected and sacred readings this morning is Helen Moore. Our music today will be coming forth through Miss Alima A. Board and Sheila Denikin. And we have a special song from Miss Patricia Watson. And bringing our message today, our very special guest who's been with our practitioners all weekend at our practitioner retreat is Reverend Dr. Michelle Wadley. Greeting everybody who walked into the space this morning is Linda Singleton and Tony Bay. We have Al and Nicole on the ones and twos this morning. So with that, I think we are all set. I want to take this moment, this opportunity to have us all bring our attention and our awareness and become so present right here and right now in the presence.
So let's just take a collective breath. There is a power, a presence, oh, one life of all, and no other power can exist outside of the infinite one life. Our lives, God's life. Oh, yes, we walk. Oh, yes, we walk in the love of God. And so I know and I claim that there is always that one power, that one presence, that one life, that one that is God, that one that is within each and every one of us. That one that is the love and the light and the joy of this center. That one that just resonates and moves, ease. It is the love. And it touches us It touches everyone in this universe, those people who are joining us on Facebook and YouTube. It is God in action. And so as we come together this morning, knowing that everything is in divine right order, we are so, so blessed to have our tech team, to have our musicians, to have Reverend Michelle joining us this morning, to have Reverend Tawana as our senior minister, to have these amazing practitioners and this congregation. We literally are the heart, the hands, and the love and life of God, because it is all within each and every one of us. And we claim it, we know it, we feel it, because it is that energy and that light and that love that is God. And so I know right here and right now, each one of us is so blessed. And I know that this is the day that God has made. Let us all rejoice and be glad in it. And so I just release my word into the law of the universe, into the law of mind that always and only says yes, and I allow God to work its magic in our lives. And together we claim, and so it is. Amen. Ashe.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Patricia, for that wonderful treatment. All right. It is at this time that I'd like to invite you all to join us as we turn our attention to the reading of our vision and our mission. You can find it right behind me to my right. Also, in the back of your chairs, there are cards that you can use to download the QR codes to follow along in the reading of our vision and our mission. See it as a lived experience in our lifetime. Our vision, a loving and peaceful world where all of humanity is honored as the divinity within is experienced. And our mission, the center of peace, is a loving, inclusive, and vibrant community that utilizes and demonstrates spiritual principles and practices to cultivate powerful individuals who together create peace throughout the world. And so it is. And now I'd like to invite you all to stand and join us in the singing of our congregational song, I Am One. You can find the lyrics to the songs in the back of the chairs if you're unfamiliar with our congregational song, I Am One. This song was written by our licensed retired practitioner, Bayless Webb. All right, Al, I think we are ready.
I'm one with Spirit, the Holy Spirit, and it dwells inside of me. There's perfect Spirit, pure loving Spirit, rests in everything I see. God walks beside me, protects and guides me. It's ever with me. Wherever I go, I trust His power, God's healing power. Its love surrounds me, and this I know. I live in Spirit, I breathe in Spirit. It lives within me, and so I am a Spirit. I think a Spirit. Its life is my life. I know God's life is my life. I know God's life is my life. I know.
And so let us not miss out on this perfect opportunity to take it all in, allow your eyes to glance around the room, settle where they might as we welcome each other this morning into our sacred space. Welcome, no hugging without asking, but welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, you may be seated. So here at the Center of Peace, we are an open and affirming community. All are welcome here at the Center of Peace. And if this is your first time here visiting us on a Sunday, we'd love to be able to welcome you into our space. If you feel comfortable enough standing, we'd love to welcome you this morning. Center of Peace, would you please join me as we just allow love to flow from our hearts as an extension of our hands, and we say, welcome to the Center of Peace.
Welcome to the Center of Peace.
We know who you really and truly are.
We know who you really and truly are.
A unique and divine, perfect expression of God.
A unique and divine, perfect expression of God.
We honor you.
We honor you.
And we do welcome you. Welcome to the Center of Peace.
Welcome to the Center of Peace.
You may be seated, yes. Please do, after service, make sure you go up to our visitors and let them know that they are welcome here anytime. All right, I'll be doing the announcements this morning. We have a few announcements. And first, I'd like to call up Deborah Ford, who will be talking to you all about our new member orientation.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, we are having a opportunity. You have an opportunity to join us as a member of the Center of Peace. We will be having our orientation on October 30th. It will be done by Zoom, and then the service will be the following Sunday on November 6th. Did I say that right? Yes,
10th.
I did. 10th?
Yeah.
Okay. It's the second Sunday, right?
Right.
Okay. We welcome you. Anyone who's interested in becoming a member, the orientation will help you to understand what we are, who we are. But I'm sure if you're already here, you know that part, and you just want to join in and be a part of us. So we offer this opportunity for you to be an official member, which really only means that you're able to vote. But we give you this opportunity to just join us. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Deborah. Kamara, you want to come up?
Good morning, family, on this special day. So for years prior to COVID, the Friends of Vernon Park have hosted a wonderful bazaar and flea market across the street, and I've always participated in the event as a vendor. And now that it's back, I plan to do that again. The garage is full. However, this year I'm more so proud that the Center of Peace will be participating with an information table. So Donna and I working together with your help to pull together those who can give an hour or two as we break up the period of time for the event, during the event. And we're particularly calling on those that are with Care Circle, the Care Circles, Youth and Family, Welcome, and Fellowship and Education. So we need you so that we can have an exciting table showing love to those in this community who have no clue that we're sitting here right on Green Street, and Vernon Park is right there. And it's really a nice festival. I wouldn't tell you if it wasn't true. So see Donna or I about your availability for October 19th. Thank you, Donna, my boss. Yes, indeed. I got Donna and Callista keeping me straight. So anyway, get involved and you'll be pleasantly surprised and pleased, I'm sure.
Thank you, Kamara. All right. So our Beyond the Four Walls initiative continues, and you all selected that you wanted to go see MJ the Musical. So that'll be happening January the 16th at 7:30 p.m. The tickets do cost $102. They're on sale now, and you can purchase your ticket now through December 4th. It's happening at the Academy of Music. If you are on our mailing list, you can find the link so that you can sign up for that and everything else that we are talking about that requires you to sign up. All right, if you are bringing your beverages out into the sanctuary, we ask that you please put a lid on your beverage to be mindful not to leave things behind. If you'd like to get on our mailing list, you can use the QR code in the back of your chairs. You can check our website, www.thecenterofpeace.org, for more information. Please do like us, follow us, and subscribe to our social media platforms. And as always, I want to remind you that our practitioners, all of our practitioners are, come on up, Helen. All of our practitioners are available for prayer if you are desiring prayer after service or any time throughout the week. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just a reminder that tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., we begin our 40-day prosperity plan, where we're going to meet at 7 in the morning or 6 at night. The Zoom links have gone out to everyone who's registered. And if you don't have the book yet, Betty Boyd has a few copies. You can see her after service to purchase one.
All right. I think that is it. Lima and Sheila, you're up.
Good morning, everyone. So, this is my first time up here singing a solo, so I'm a little nervous. So I'm going to take a deep, bold breath. Well, thank you for that. So one of my favorite pieces to sing is the Ave Maria. However, I was inspired by our own Zoma Gonzalez, so I need to give all the thanks to you because she has a knack for changing and putting a spin on things. So if Franz Schubert and Zuma had a baby, it would be this song. It would be this. So I've entitled this Love, Grace, and Peace, sung to the tune of the Ave Maria.
Love, grace, and peace.
riches of infinite peace and all divine joy. I am guided by divine intelligence. The activity of spirit inspires my mind and flows through all of my actions. My life is rich and abundant and full. Love, grace, and peace are mine. And so it is.
Yes. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you. That was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I have goosebumps, chills. My name is Helen Moore. My pronouns are she and her. And at this time, I'd like to invite the practitioners to stand and join me in reading The Heart of a Spiritual Practitioner. With compassion and love, our thoughts and words and actions are in alignment with the principles we teach. We dedicate ourselves to respond to the spiritual needs of those who call upon us. As professional practitioners, our core function is to provide spiritual mind treatment. We provide open and honest communication and always hold the client's trust and confidence with highest regard. We encourage the release of any loyalty toward us and encourage our congregants and clients to recognize their own divinity. Thank you. Well, now I'm going to ask everyone to stand. This is just a little exercise time for practitioners. And join me. I will read the affirmation and ask you to repeat after me. What appears to be outside of me, is undoubtedly within spirit. Everything flows together in the totality of oneness. Thank you. Now you may all be seated. If it's not written here, I forget to say that. Sorry. And the reading today is from Living the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. This is chapter Arguments Logically Presented to Mind, page 308. Arguments logically presented to mind will produce definite results. What does this statement mean? It means that we are surrounded by a universal mind which is creative, which receives the impress of our thoughts and acts upon it. It receives the conclusion of our thought and acts through as though it were true. Hence, a mental argument logically presented to mind in such a way that its conclusion is definite must produce a definite result. The argument should be made with a consciousness of harmony, of wholeness, of peace, of power, and of perfection. When we make the statement that God is all there is, our argument must support this statement by strong mental proof that since God is all there is nothing else. We must know that both cause and effect are spiritual. And our every argument should tend to demonstrate this position in our own thought. For whatever we demonstrate in our own thought is logically presented to mind, to be acted upon and projected into form. Creative mind itself has no specific intention as far as we as individuals are concerned. We give it the only intention it has for us. And the fact that we find ourselves in confused and limited circumstances, instead of disproving this theory, is a positive proof of it. The uncertain circumstances in which we find ourselves are themselves a direct result of confused thinking. When we reverse the process and start with the preposition of the allness of good and logically present to mind the idea that good is the only power, we shall see definite changes that take place in outward manifestation. And so it is. These were presented by our licensed professional practitioner, Tricia Garate. Thank you.
The peace of God is to renounce all dreams, for no one means these words who wants illusions. There would be no further sorrow possible for you in any form, in any place or time. The peace of God is yours, for it was given by Him. No one who truly seeks can tell or find it, for that is all He wants, that is all He will receive. Many have said these words, but few have meant them. I want the peace of God, 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 I want the peace of God. I want the peace of God, 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 I want the peace of God. No one can mean these words and not be healed, for he can plan nor think he's himself a dream. He cannot make a hell and think it's real. He wants the peace of God, and it's given him. The peace of God is yours, for it was given by Him. No one who truly seeks can fail to find it, for that is all He wants, and that is all He will receive. Many have said these words, but few have meant them. I want the peace of God, 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 I want the peace of God. I want the peace of God, 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 I want the peace of God.
Bravo, bravo, Alima. Bravo, Sheila, Marcy, and Will. Some of you may not know, but every fifth Sunday, we are open to anybody in our congregation who might have a lovely voice. Some hidden talent is what we call it. Like, don't be looking over here. But Callista Dorsey is the one who coordinates it all. So if you do, give her a call. Excuse me. Yes, that was wonderful. Thank you. Wonderful. So this weekend, we've been honoring and celebrating our practitioner corps, and we've been together. We spent the weekend together in a retreat. The practitioners are called to lifelong learning and growing, and that's what we were doing this weekend. And our facilitator, who is also our guest speaker this morning, is Reverend Dr. Michelle Watley. Excuse me. And let me tell you a little bit about the doctor. Reverend Dr. Michelle is an inspiring and exciting coach, master teacher, speaker, workshop and retreat facilitator, and prayer practitioner. She is the co-founder of Planned Happiness Institute and the PHI Coaching Academy. Michelle founded the Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey 22 years ago. She's been a coach for over 20 years as a graduate of IPEC Coaching Institute. Michelle is an incredibly unique and practical teacher who is passionate about you mastering a fully expressed life. She is grounded in solid metaphysical principles and brings to her teaching a wide open heart along with a sense of humor joyfully demonstrated through her laughter and her engaging style. Her focus as a teacher is empowering others for their own spiritual and emotional liberation through the application of practical tools and methods, including the science of mind. She's a straight shooter who calls things as she sees them while using her easygoing personal style. Michelle brings a wealth of experience from having helped thousands of people to experience great transformation in their lives. Michelle has spent years developing her courses in forgiveness and shadow work. These courses are now complemented with her books, Forgiveness, A Path, A Promise, A Way of Life, and her book, Shadow Work, A Spiritual Path to Healing and Integration. Michelle is also the author of other books, Prosperous Me, 40 Days to Freedom, A Lenten Practice for the Modern Mind, and So It Is, a book written specifically for individuals who take issue with the word God. And May Silence Be Your Guide, a guide to a self-paced, silent retreat. She's also created many inspiring recordings. Reverend Dr. Michelle has always loved the Center of Peace. And as many other people who come to be with us on Sunday, she too had a special relationship with Reverend Sheila Pierce. And as an extension then of Reverend Sheila's love for Reverend Michelle and Reverend Michelle's love for Reverend Sheila, we get to experience it now. So everything that I've read about Reverend Michelle to you, it's true. She's a badass. She's cool, and most all, she's principle-centered, and she comes from her heart. Please help me welcome Reverend Michelle.
Am I on? Can you can hear me? Okay, just wanted to make sure. Good morning. Good morning. What an incredible pleasure to be here. It was a magical, mystical weekend with these beloved, precious, beings. We metaphorically got naked together, metaphorically, but it was glorious. My pronouns are she and hers. And although I'm not very attached to that, because what I know and part of the message that I'm attached to continuing to learn and know myself is that I am not this what you see, but that which animates me. Right? We are that which animates us. We are not the physical being, the color, the names, the degrees, the stories, the wounds, the place where you came from. That's not who we are. You and I are the essence that sees each other in that namaste practice that I know we used to practice at the Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey, on a regular basis. And I like to open my address always with an affirmation that I'm going to ask you to repeat after me with a boatload of enthusiasm. Okay? Today is the most glorious day of my life.
Today is the most glorious day of my life.
Ah, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. So I want to tell you, I will never again hear Ave Maria the same. Matter of fact, I don't even want to hear it that way. I want that version. Oh, my Lord, have mercy. It went to my bones. It was so incredibly moving. Oh, my God. Yeah, wow. So the title of today's talk is The Joy of Authenticity. And a while ago, I had to turn the direction of some of my addresses and some of the work that I do, specifically because, you know, when I walk into a room, I represent doing the hard work. Nobody enthusiastically signs up to do forgiveness work. People don't enthusiastically sign up to do shadow work, you know, because it's so heavy and it's the, you know, it's the underbelly. But I also believe in it because what I know is, I know, and these precious beings know way too much about me after this weekend, but you know that when I'm aware that we all get to come from this precious, lovely rainbows and, you know, everything is good kind of planet. You know, some of us have come here by right of some suffering, from some stories. We've come from lack. We've come from just, you know, issues. None of us, I believe, probably none of us got into this room with just total ease and grace. You know, it just didn't happen that way. And so I have always been the person from the very beginning of my ministry when I was in that pulpit, which I've now retired from. I was always the one to speak the reality into the room because I felt like I wanted people under my care to remain conscious of those who weren't, and I wanted us to stay conscious about the people who don't have the ability to do so. Because I feel that sitting right next to you sometimes can be someone with such painful stories. And I wanted to be the individual who stayed conscious about that. I didn't want to go to sleep, and I didn't want to just have this positive ministry where I was so just focused on that I didn't include all of the other stuff. So, you know, my journey in my ministry has been a little heavy because I'm the one who talks about abuse. I'm the one who talks about sex trafficking, the things that we don't really want to talk about, you know? And of course, within that is all the isms that I take issue with and have learned to speak about and up-level the awareness for anyone who's been in my care. But I did have to change the focus a while ago because I wanted to be a little more welcome in the room. I didn't want you doing this thing, oh, here she comes again. So I did change my focus, and that's why the title, The Joy of Authenticity, because what that really is, it's the reward of doing the work, and we spoke a lot about that. there are major rewards for doing the down and dirty. There's a lot of rewards. There's a lot of freedom. There's a lot of joy. And those, they're not always obvious, and they are, you know, you can't quite touch them, but they find us right where we are. And I want to share recently, because it was Mara, beautiful Mara, who asked me yesterday, why are you here? Why are you doing this? And she kept me honest. She was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? I love that. I'm a Jersey girl. I can handle straightforward, much better than false pretense, right? And so I really appreciated, Mara, I really did. I really appreciated the conversation. And so, but the rewards are beautiful, and they are many. And I just want to share, I recently, I've been traveling for almost a month in September. And so spent about 3 weeks on the West Coast, starting in Canada and then landing in Washington. I had never been in that part of the world. If you've never been in that part of the world, very different from Philadelphia. Stunning, beautiful. The air is different, and you can drink from the faucet. I keep saying that because I thought that was one of the best parts. Around here in my home, filtered water. But a friend of mine that I stayed with, and I had 5 different hosts along the way. So it was interesting learning that from the work that I do, that I'm able to kind of gently navigate into a culture of different people without much upset or confusion or unmet expectations. But we went to this place called Whatcom Falls Park, just this beautiful state park with falls, not gigantic falls, not even as big as the Patterson Falls, but falls all the same. But the air up there, it's almost like a rainforest there, and all the trees were damp, and there was moss on all the trees, and I had to touch them. I found myself, I had to touch them. And what this did was there was these moments of joy that I would tear up. Nothing was happening. It was not prompted by anything, except what's happened is with the work that I've done, with the healing that I've done, thank God for Science of Mind and prayer. Prayer. Oh, thank you, God, for prayer. That I'm able to purge from me the things that distract me from my God, which always, what's that Ricky Byer song? There's a Ricky Byer song about that. But, you know, I want nothing between me and my God. And it's the pain and the suffering and the stories that we tell ourselves that get in the way. So once we get the stuff out of the way, the reward is God. The reward is joy. The reward is bliss. The reward is falling in love with people that you never met before in your life, or you re-fall in love with people in a deeper way that you have met. Isn't that juicy? Like, if you got nothing else, wouldn't that be good? Yes. And if you're not, you have to ask yourself, why not? You got to ask yourself, what is in the way of me having blissful moments of looking in someone's eyes and saying, oh man, look at that precious being. You got to ask yourself that. So there are things that have to go. You know, if you... Although, do you use the word, oh my God, chemicalization? Do you use that term around here? No. I see a couple heads. Chemicalization, a very old metaphysical term. I see a couple heads. Chemicalization is what happens when you say, I am the presence of God, and I choose to live that way, and then all of life starts to fall apart. But the reason what's happening is that which is unlike your declaration must be shed. So to the inexperienced eye, it can look like, oh, it's not working. Or it can look like you're doing it wrong. Or it could look like, oh man, you know, God's not real. But that's not what's happening. When you and I sit in a declaration of possibility, of our pure potentiality, then That which is not it has to be shed. It must be shed. But some of those things we can activate initially. We can activate without it happening naturally. And you want to try, because when it happens, when God's in charge of it, ooh, watch out. Self-judgments. You and I and anyone within ear, within the listening now or every Sunday with Reverend Twana, you and I must never again speak a word against ourselves. How would you like to try that? To never again speak or think a word against yourself. Lord have mercy, you don't deserve to speak anything against yourself or your others. Because remember, especially children, you know what they say, that when you speak against yourself, they hear it, and then that becomes their inner voice. That's what happens. That's why we must become meticulous co-creators by paying attention. The habit of all blame and fault finding. Gotta go. Gotta go. There's no room for that. When we want to be in relationship with God, there's no room for blame and fault finding. It's gotta go. All life-limiting talk. All life-limiting talk. All of it's gotta go. We need to remember that there was this moment of conception when suddenly Spirit breathed life into you at that moment. And it was like, oh man, another place for me to express. Oh man, another player on this plan of possibility. Oh man, I get to be Sandy. I get to now come in and be who each of you are. That's what Spirit wants. It wants more places to play and more invitations to play full out. It was excited when you incarnated because you gave it a bigger playing field. You get that? You gave it a bigger playing field. And then you want to learn to read the signs when you're not plugged in, right? We got to learn what those signs are. Sustained anger. I say sustained because you're going to get angry. I'm going to get angry. There are things to be angry about. Some things to be angry at on the planet right now. Sustaining the anger, though, is so detrimental to our essence, to our spirit. Not only emotionally and spiritually, but physically. So I'm never going to say to you, it's not good to be angry, because it's an emotion. It's an emotion that we feel, and that's okay. Because I would never tell you that you don't want to do anything that's not purely human. And that's part of your humanity. Jealousy. Anybody got can you admit to a little bit? No, only a couple people? Really? I don't know how my first husband survived me. I was hands down the single most jealous person I knew. It was painful to be in my skin. It was painful to be me. It was ugly. It was ugly. And it changed, and I didn't tell the story last time, but it changed when one time I went to this women's weekend. And it was women for women, just women teaching, women doing stories, women musicians, women belly dancers. And all of a sudden, I fell in love with who we are. I fell in love with women and our essence. That's when the beginning, it didn't end there, but that's when the beginning of my letting go of that habit of jealousy left. And I was very grateful. Righteousness. Just when you think you really have a cause to be angry and righteous about, I'm telling you, you want to pay attention to that, because righteousness blinds you from the ultimate truth. It doesn't mean you're wrong about what you're having feelings about, but righteousness is all-consuming and blinding. Competition. Anybody have a now, competition can be healthy, but competition in the form of comparison, that kind. Because when you compare, you lose. We can't ever win if we're comparing ourselves. Incessant mind chatter. Notice the group that's laughing. I did everything I could this weekend. Finally, we got there. I come on, admit it. I did everything I could this weekend to get them to go. It took a couple tries, but they did. Yeah, right, that's right. But they did, because the incessant chatter, not the mindful, but the incessant chatter is so busy creating this like chaotic vibration that we're not hearing the voice. We're not hearing the guidance. We're not hearing the pull. We're not. And you don't always have to be quiet to hear it. I had a moment in my life 28 years ago, I think it was right before my son was born. I was divorcing my husband, and there was a night, and I was having one of those ugly cries, snot, tears, like ugly cries. And I'm laying on the couch, and nobody was coming to say, "Mom, you okay?" And I'm laying there, and I'm in that ugly cry, and I swear to you, I heard a voice that said, I was worth saving. So it came through even in the midst of all of those emotions. But you have to want to hear it. You have to want to hear it. You have to be willing to listen. Because if you are, it will call you out of yourself. It will remind you. It always does. So we want to read those signs, but we don't want to find fault with ourselves. That's the tricky part. We don't want to judge ourselves for judging. We don't want to judge ourselves when we do compare. We don't want to judge ourselves when our mind chatter gets off. We just want to go, oh, there you are again. Oh, there you are again. Because the moment we do that, we're in charge. But we want to read the signs of love. I was in California in July, and I was helping the chair of the Leadership Council, Reverend Dr. Alice Reed, with her doctorate ceremony. And I stayed at her home, and she had a bumper sticker on her car that said, "Respond with love." I thought, oh man, that should be our rally cry. Because if there's anyone perfectly positioned to respond with love, it's us. This teaching, these kinds of communities, we are perfectly positioned to be that person. We don't always do that, though, do we? And even that's okay, too. But the thing about it is, I think our job is to keep turning our trajectory. A long time ago, I came up with this vision statement for myself, and it was, I am the place where love resides. But then that didn't feel right to me, and then it turned into where my I am is the place where love resides. You get that? That reads differently, doesn't it? Where my I am is, because my I am and your I am is the one I am. Where my I am is the place where love resides. And so living in that causes me to want to make sure that when I leave this sanctuary today, I've done no harm. I choose to walk the planet doing no harm, even to myself, especially to myself. So we want to remember, who did you come here to be? You didn't come here to play small. You came here to sing a song like that. You came here to be bold and to be brilliant. And if you're distracted from that, get that which is distracting you out of the way. Not just the practitioners, all of y'all. All of y'all. And it doesn't mean suddenly you have to be a practitioner or suddenly you have to try to be the minister. What it means is to be the best version of yourself when you're in your own company, when we are with our family, so that our words of love with our family, our children, and I have 3 grandchildren at home, and I'm massively crazy in love. Any other grandparents in the room? Like, it's crazy how much you can love, isn't it? I was telling Al this morning that when my first granddaughter was born, I thought, oh, she was the greatest thing that, oh. And then they told me they were pregnant again. That was mad as hell. Because I thought I wouldn't be able to have more love. What was I thinking? And now I got 3 of them, and I'm waiting for my son to get married to give me more. So love does just keep multiplying itself, but you and I have to be ready for it. We have to be the ready vessel, which is why I do say forgiveness is critical in our lives. We talked a lot about that this weekend. We all practiced a new practice this weekend, and it was called Naked Truth. Sparked from the movie It Stops With Us, or It Ends With Us, if any of you have seen that or read the book. And in that naked truth that we shared, I don't want to cry, but there was this preciousness, right? You saw each other in some of the most beautiful ways, and I hope none of you regret revealing, because you became more beautiful and more empathetic to each other and more compassionate, and it was a stunning room filled with powerful people just getting metaphorically naked. And it was beautiful. And the reason why I think that's so important is because when we're hiding, we're normally hiding something we think is not lovable. You know what I mean? You got parts that you'd really rather not show. Well, what if you could love those parts? What if every aspect of you, every aspect, was still lovable? And so we are needed. We are needed. I'm not the head of the organization. I'm not the head of anything anymore. I can walk around saying, not my circus, not my monkeys. And yet, because I'm distant from that kind of responsibility, what I know is that you and I are needed more than we've ever been needed. You and I are needed to approach anybody on the street, the people caring for us, anywhere we go. You and I are needed more than ever before in our lives, because the planet and this country needs us. And so I'm going to ask you to do one little thing, because I really do believe we have to learn to lean into and on each other. And if you're sitting next to someone right now, lean in for a moment. Just lean in. Even if you don't really know them, just lean in just a little bit. Because that leaning in sparks this other thing that says, oh, I'm not separate from you. I am you. You and I are together. You and I are one. Because what are we? We're not the separate beings that we are. We are the essence that animates us. And so when we lean into and on each other, nothing can stand against that. Nothing can break you up when you know who you are. We are a beautiful community, and I say we because I feel like wherever I go, I'm one with, and this has just felt, it was really nice coming back to the East Coast. I love who we are on the East Coast, I really do. Not necessarily the Eagles. My husband's a Giants fan. What do you want me to tell you? But my new daughter-in-law is an Eagles fan, so can't hear it saying, but with this enthusiasm,
You were doing so well.
I don't really care one way or the other, to be perfectly honest. It's my husband. You know, I live with the man. It's an ugly day when the Giants lose. And they've been losing a lot. Lots of ugly days. So I'd like to pray us out of this moment. And so I'd like to ask, yes, this moment especially. I did blow that. If I'd like to invite the practitioners to stand in their power. And if you're sitting and you're willing to hold someone's hand, I encourage you to hold a hand for, well, do you not do that here? If you're comfortable, Oh, so please join me in knowing that there is a power and a presence and a love that is glorious. It is the very essence of our being. It shows up in, through, and as each one of us here, each one of us listening now, and each one of us that will hear this recording at another time. It is stunning. And if you are willing to live in that relationship, I invite you to whisper a yes into the room. And let that yes be a covenant of possibility. Let that yes find you right where you are now, later, in your sleep. Let that yes be that sweet connection that has you consistently being synced up to the one in the most beautiful ways, the most beautiful, beautiful ways. I bless this center. I bless Reverend Twana, the practitioner corps, the members, the building. Let the light of the center of peace shine so brightly that you need a second celebration every Sunday. Because there's something good and precious happening here, and the world needs to know it and feel it. I'm grateful for the presence of Spirit as us. And I surrender this word to love, to law, and to the awe of life itself. And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. All that I'm saying is, command my hands. What must they do? Command my life. It's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new, and God needs us to shine its light as me, as you.
you show me all that I must do. And God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
And so it is. And so it is. Can we give Reverend Dr. Michelle another round of applause? Yes, and so it is time for us to move forward in our service this morning. I want to call our ushers forward as we move into that time when we come to give and to share with the Center of Peace. Will our ushers come forward, please? And so I want to invite you all to turn within with me, but before we do, I just want to take an opportunity to acknowledge those who give online, and those who have already given. Let us bring it all into the storehouse. Please join me as we take a moment to bask in this gratefulness, to let a sense of thanksgivingness fill us. Being so grateful in this moment. Truly grateful. I know then that we simply cannot outgive the infinite giving of life itself, to itself and through itself, as itself. And so it's from that place and space then that we come together today to give to the Center of Peace with joy in our hearts. Let us know now that every cent that we receive, that it moves the Center of Peace out into the world, creating a safe and sacred space for anybody and everybody who's ready to stop doing some things, for anybody and everybody who's ready to let some things go, for anybody and everybody who is ready to see the signs and to heed the signs. Let us know that every cent that we receive, that it moves the Center of Peace out into the world, creating safe and sacred space so that we can lean in to each other. So I know then that with every cent that we receive today, that we are truly blessed. And as I know this to be so, I know too that the giver is blessed 1,000,000 times fold. Truly, truly, it could be no other way. So for every cent that we receive, I do give thanks. Truly, I do give thanks. And so it is.
When you give, when you receive, when you give, know that God is all there is. So who's giving what to whom? When we give, who's giving what to whom? When we receive, who's giving what to whom. When we give, know that God is all there is. So who's giving what to whom? Trusting in the law of circulation, knowing that it is as we believe. At the level of our faith, we release and make it so. At the level of our giving, we receive. Oh, when we give, who's giving what to whom? When we receive, who's giving what to whom? When we give, know that God is all there is. So who's giving what? Who's giving what? Who's giving what to whom?
And so it is. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So today we have a bonus song. And so, Patricia.
So it is an honor to be here this morning. I am a remote practitioner who's living in East LaHave, Nova Scotia, Canada, and my pronouns are she and her. And this is a song that I wrote. I wrote it in honor of my ancestors. It was called Woman, You've Come a Long Way. What I've done is actually wrote the lyrics to reflect this beautiful and loving community that I have been a part of for quite a while. I just became 20 years as a practitioner, so I am so excited. So, so it's called We've Come a Long Way, and we really have come a long way from 2001. So here it goes, and you'll get the groove, and you can groove with us and get up and move and do whatever one does. So here we go. Ready? I'm going to take this off. Now. Yeah. Awesome.
Ready to get down.
You got it. Here it goes.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you. You got it. Here we go.
It gets so complicated.
So here we go. We've come a long, long way. We've come a long, long way now. We've come a long, long way from 2001 to now. You know the trail is marked with pain and joy. We must stand strong. Spirit's given us the life of a much more choice. We now stand strong. Come on, join me. Come on now. We've come a long, long way. We've come a long, long way now. We've come a long, long way from 2001 to now. You know we stand in our power. We stand side by side, living a life of peace. You know our voices are strong. We have the power to shine. Living spirits call, come on now. We come a long, long way. We come a long, long way now. We come a long, long way from 2001 to now. You know, we hear the words Reverend Sheila spoke. Reverend Tawana speaks their poor. They've given us a life of much more choice. We now stand strong. Come on now, we come a long, long way. We come a long, long way now. We come a long, long way from 2001 to now. One more time. Come on now. We come a long, long way. We come a long, long way now. We come a long, long way from 2001 to now. We've come a long, long way. So it is.
Thank you, Patricia. That was wonderful. So Patricia mentioned 2001, and that's intentional in the song. The Center of Peace was established in 2001, and we have come a long, long way. Yes, yes. So as I said earlier, this weekend we've been celebrating our practitioner corps, and I personally want to take an opportunity to thank our practitioner corps for all of their committed time and dedication and service and love to this community. It is the ecclesiastical arm of the community, and truly, without a strong practitioner corps, there can be no Center of Peace. It's true. So why don't you all join me in just giving our practitioners a round of applause. Yeah. Yeah. They deserve it. They deserve it. And today is extra special because we have a new practitioner that we are ushering onto our practitioner corps. And it's a very special opportunity to be able to welcome new practitioners to the corps. If you don't know, the journey to becoming a practitioner is it calls for one to be quite committed. Calls on one to be committed to taking classes, committed to uncovering, as Reverend Michelle has so gracefully shared with us this morning, things that can get in our way, and it requires on one to give a lot of detail and time and attention, not to the outer world, but to the inner world. It's hundreds and hundreds of hours of study. It's hours of counseling, perhaps lots of tears, a lot of letting go, and a lot of affirming the truth. And so I'm honored today to welcome our newest practitioner, Jane. Clarity, would you please stand and come forward? And could you all please give her a round of applause? And so just as a way, we've already been together, and the corps has welcomed Jane to the corps, and now you and all of us representing the congregation, we get an opportunity to welcome Jane, and one way to do that is just by anointing. And so I have my oil today. And so, Jane, I would just take this opportunity, step up a little bit. So, yeah, here we go. Just to know right here and right now that as you step forward in this sacred space to serve and to love yourself and others, I affirm and know that everything that you need lies within. And now I want to call Cynthia Banksford, who will be doing the honors of installing or placing the stole upon Jane. These are special stoles that we have made for our practitioners. They are sacred and are given a great time and attention and detail and love. And so I'm honored and that we get to stole you with your new stole. So yeah, I've asked Jane to share a few words about her intention and how she plans to serve and love the community.
Wow. Okay, thank you all. It is an incredible honor in so many ways. As I said to the practitioner corps yesterday, it's not often that I'm speechless, but I really have been rendered speechless multiple times throughout this journey and many times this weekend. But my greatest thanks, of course, to Reverend Twana, who's been extraordinarily supportive and extraordinarily patient through this process, and to the practitioner corps, who've been unbelievably supportive and wonderful, loving sisters all along the way. I was asked to say a few words about how I might serve, how I hope to serve. And of course, I hope to be here in service to all of you, doing what we do as practitioners on Sunday, supporting the service, supporting our minister, being available for prayer and support and to offer love to our congregation. And I'm also thinking about a couple of things I might offer that are unique. And one is that, as many of you know, in my other professional life, I'm a professor. And my research and my teaching is on environmental justice and increasingly around climate justice. And my work is on the combination of stress and the environment and health, our own personal health. And one of the things that I'm thinking about over the next year is how I want to blend my professional scientific work and my spiritual work. And what I want to explore with all of you, and maybe this takes the form of a workshop or something at some point, we'll see, is the connections among spirituality, environment, and health. Absolutely, it's all connected. And what I really want to lay out and develop with all of you are the scientific reasons why building a strong spirituality, a strong connection with the divine within us, is also one of the best things we can do for our physical health. And then the other part of all of this, which is my other great love, and one of the best things we can do for our own health, is to get out into that environment and enjoy the nature around us. And the Wissahickon is so damn close. So I don't know, you all might see some hikes or something showing up in our announcements soon.
Jane, would you stay up here with me? Yeah. So it's at this time I'd like to invite the practitioners to please stand and surround our congregation, and we're going to have Patricia Watson lead us in a song.
And everybody knows this. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
And so it is, and so it is, yes. Practitioners, you may take your seat. So this morning we have one more piece of official business that we need to tend to, and as Patricia said, she is now in the status of practitioner emeritus, and if she would come forward and take a seat, Patricia Watson, if you come forward and take a seat, please. What does it mean to be a practitioner emeritus? It means that you have served in the world for 20 years. You've had 20 years of dedicated service, 20 years of loving people, loving on people, 20 years of giving your time, 20 years of giving your attention, 20 years of sharing, 20 years of caring, and on and on and on and on and on. And so we have created here at the Center of Peace a ritual of sorts or rites by the washing of the hands. It is a representation of a job well done. A job well done. And so we have a few things for you, Patricia. We have a plaque. If I can get it open here. A plaque for your service. Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. The plaque has our vision on it, our mission on it. It has Patricia's name, her status as practitioner emeritus, and it reads, 20 years of service, inspiration and love woven into the tapestry of our faith community. Thanks for your enduring commitment. Yes. And we also have a card for you, Patricia, from your congregation. So, Patricia, if you'll join me now, as Patricia said, she has been a part of the Center of Peace community, and her journey has been a wonderful journey with the Center of Peace. She started out with the Center of Peace, and then she moved around and was a part of one or two more communities, one community. Patricia has provided support to individuals online and other countries and locations where she has taught and given of her time and her service, and is always ready to sing a song, I must say. And will always be ready to sing a song. So, Patricia, I hadn't thought about this, but it's coming to me. I'm just, I'm honored to be able to celebrate you at this time, and I'm just feeling Reverend Sheila's essence, and I know that she would be so proud of you, and so, yeah. Now, you get to talk. If you'd like to say a few things to the congregation.
I love myself so much, so I can love you so much, so you can love you so much, so you can start loving me. Oh my gosh, I love myself so much, so much, so much, you can love you so much. All right. So you can start loving me. I am so honored. Oh my gosh. Okay. I am so grateful and so honored, one, to be a part of the Center of Peace, to be a part of the love and the energy and the joy that just transcends, and just even from afar, when I watch your services, I can feel the energy and the love. And to be here in this place right here and right now, oh my gosh, I am so, so, so blessed and so grateful. And I am so blessed and grateful to have all of you as a part of this community, this loving, joyous, over the top community. I'm so grateful. And Reverend Tawana, yeah, you're my heart. Thank you so much, everybody. This means a lot. Thank you. Woohoo, baby.
All right. Well, I think we have done it. We are at the end of our service. So I want to invite you all to please stand and join us for the singing of our closing song, our release. You can find the lyrics to the song in the back of your chairs. If you are unfamiliar, as our choir comes forward. So I want to, Reverend Michelle did not mention, but she did bring her books with her, and she have them for sale in the back, her forgiveness book and her shadow workbook. So please do go back and see her and talk to her. I'm sure she would love to spend some time with you all. And so I also want to remind you all that if you are desiring prayer after service, that all of our practitioners are here. Today would be a good day if you are desiring prayer. They have on the purple stoles, and they'd love to be in prayer with you for whatever might be on your mind. All right. Al, I think we're ready.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all by myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. Ooh. Now I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you have got to let it go. Let it go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. Yes, I'm only here for God.
And so, as we journey on throughout our week, I want to remind you that there are a lot of rewards for doing the dirty. The reward is good. And so it is.